Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Dream Reading Tarot. I hope your day is going very well. Today's reading is about who were you in your past life and how is it affecting you in this one. So today we have three piles. We have group 1 with the pink Aragonite. You can choose with the tower or with the deck. Pile 2 with Larvikite. I hope I'm saying this right. And pile 3 with the Serpentine or Serpentine. So I'm gonna give you some time to look at the different groups, see which one is calling most to you. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time, and I'm gonna see you in your reading. Hello pile 1, if you chose the pink Aragonite or this deck, then this is your reading. Today I'm gonna look into who were you in your past life, what were you doing, and I specifically ask a significant past life of yours that has an impact on you today. So we're gonna see what's going on. Okay, so we're gonna start with your oracles. We have twin flames, yin yang, zen, balance, union, duality, complement each other. Twin flames, separation. Oh, that's quite an opposite from twin flame. And yet a part of the twin flame. Anyway, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. Yeah, you could have been with your twin flame in your past life. So maybe you feel a kind of a yearning for somebody. Maybe you're with someone and you feel like you've been waiting for them your whole life. Or maybe you feel like you're missing a piece, and that piece could be in somebody else, but you haven't found that person yet. Maybe specific. Okay, so we have violet, faithfulness, and modesty. Modesty is a shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowledge and the heart of truth. The white rose, new start and wisdom. And finally, sweet William, gallantry, grant me a single smile. Yeah, you were definitely a romantic, or you were with somebody who acted romantic towards you, but I feel like there was a romance. Romance was really important in your life at that moment. And finally, for the oracles, we have Star Family. Oh my god, you're part of a team of souls caught in support. And the word, stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. It might be very specific, but I feel like some of you lost someone, and that may be your twin flame, just somebody very important. Okay, and in your tarot we have the Page of Wands, the Emperor, the Knight of Wands. I said page, but it's the Three of Wands. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's significant. I'm gonna keep it in mind. The Two of Cups, again, romance. The Page of Pentacles, there's a page. I'm not even surprised. And finally, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so first off, pile 1, I really feel like there's strongly something about a partner. For me, there's really something in regard of romance, like a romantic partner that you have was really, really important. But with the Star Family in your oracle, I also feel like it was not just a romantic. There was something very important, and I feel like for some of you in that past life, it feels like you were with a member of your tribe, of your soul family. I feel like some of you lost that person with the Void, but also with the Three of Wands. Feels like it feels like is thinking of his memories with somebody else. I strongly feel like some of you lost something, and again, separation. Oops. And I just noticed that we also have the separation card. I feel like in that lifetime, a lot of movement were involved, and for a lot of you it's about something that you did, so potentially your job that required you to move a lot. It doesn't mean that you had to move from town to town. It could have just mean that you had a face-based job. But Balon, I feel like you were in an adventure in some way. It feels like some of you might have been, I feel like some of you might have been spiritual, but in a search of something more, especially with everything I've been saying about your soul tribe, your soul family. I feel like some of you, that's why you were searching. Obviously, there's still a part that I felt like some of you might have been with someone of that soul family. So yeah, this would be very specific, but I feel like for some of you, there was something about change, there was something about movement, but it feels like it's taking me in more in a way of you transforming things, like an alchemist, like maybe you were a scientist, or maybe literally some of you, were alchemists, or some of you were working with herbs. I know this is the Three of Cups, but with the sign here, it makes me think of medicine. I feel like some of you were working with herbs, maybe for healing people, but it really feels like you were transforming one thing to another. With the Emperor, you were quite a force to be reckoned with. I feel like whatever field you were, for some of you, it's confirmation for me that, like I said, you were a scientist or doctor of some kind. You were quite known as being good at what you were doing. You were quite skilled, but also very specific. But it feels like you had the list of things that you had to do in a day, and at the end of the day, all of these things would have been done, no matter what. You knew what you wanted, and you knew how to make it happen. And again, with these two pentacles here, as well as the Two of Cups, it feels like they're exchanging something, but the pentacles makes me really confirm for me that you were creating something, and you wanted to put something out in the world. Yeah, some of you were definitely into spirituality. It felt like you were questioning things. You were always looking at things as a bigger picture. It feels like you were questioning the universe, like why this and why that. And I'm pretty sure at the beginning, at some point, I said something about you losing someone. Yeah, this for some of you, when it happened, only reinforced the questioning part in yourself. Why having that person so important to you in your life just for losing them? But see, what else can we have? Oh yeah. I'm not gonna take these, but I'm definitely gonna take these two. So we have the 10 of Cups. I feel like this was a dream of yours, like having a happy ending and a happy family. Something of a balance, like success, happiness. I feel like that's what you were trying to reach, but not only for yourself, but for a group of people. I would even go as far as to say for the world that you were living in. We also have the 7 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. A lot of ones, you were quite passionate about whatever it is you were doing. Again, a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, and you know, all these ones, especially this one, with everything else, really reinforced for me the fact that you were working for the people. You were working for the better good, for something bigger than yourself, something bigger than your own life. At least that's what you were trying to do. Very specific, but I feel like depending on the time you were in, it feels like for me, some of you were in a time where you were maybe trying to find a cure, like in medicine for a disease or something. Right now I have England coming out, like maybe around the time where there was a plague or something like that. I also have penicillin, so maybe that can help you with at which time you were in for that life. It could be way older than that, especially with they're creating something like an alchemist, but with plants and stuff. I'm looking at the flowers over there. Some of you, it's from an even longer time. But strongly somebody here, at least a small group of you were working in medicine. Yeah, you were trying to find a cure for something. For the greater good. You know, that loss might have been, you've seen a lot of death. Yeah. I feel like when you lost a patient, it was difficult for you, but I don't think you were showing it though. I think you were pretty good at being what you needed to be for the people who remained. But I feel like once this was over and you were alone, it was quite difficult for you. Also, with everything I said, I strongly feel like there's something about healing, there's something about being a doctor, there's something about helping the wounded. As those of you who were in that field with that importance that I feel that you had, it makes more sense. It makes a confirmation for me that you were most likely a man. I feel like some of you, when you died in that life, felt like you didn't finish something, like the purpose of you being here on earth, living that life, was not complete. So it feels to me like some of you in the life you're living at the moment, it might feel like something is missing, like you cannot quite put your finger on it, but first I feel like some of you feel like you're meant for something bigger. I have stronger in mind, but yeah, no. But for something more, but also that there's something unfinished and you don't know what that is. There's definitely something about creating something here, and that is still something you have to do in the life you're living now. That is still something that has been moved upon you now again. Like there's something you need to do that you haven't done. I don't mean you have to save the world. I mean that you have something to show the world. That the word need. Again, for all of you, it's creating something. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be something in higher ups, you know. But there's something you need to create and show to the world. I feel like some of you need to learn something about yourself and then share to the world. It's like, it feels like it's by being yourself truly and then expressing it to the world that you attract that family you were searching for. and one of your next life, and the one we're seeing right now. It's that way that you're probably gonna be reunited with your twin flame, but most importantly, your soul family. I was shuffling some more, and she really wanted to come out. I saw it twice before she jumped out. Yeah, you know, like I said, you really, in this life, if you want to continue what you have to and be in touch with your higher self, you really have to work on yourself and feel comfortable with every single part of yourself, you know. It's a naked woman with no shame, no shyness, nothing of that sort. It's just her showing herself to the world, doing what she has to do. That's you. That's the lesson you need to learn in this lifetime. That's the path you need to take in this lifetime. That's the first thing you have to do. That's the first purpose. Some of you in the past life we were looking into, it feels like, yes, it's you, but it's not really you. Like I said, there's a part of you, you know how to do things the right way. You knew how to show yourself a certain way when you needed to be. So you appear to be very, very strong. But in that way, you also appear to hiding parts of yourself. Like when I said, you know, when you lost patience, you lost people, you knew how to be able to look like comforting them and being there for them. That you're strong. You were a strong character for them. But then it was difficult for you, but you were hiding that. That's what I mean. There were parts of yourself that nobody ever saw. And that's one thing that you need to do now. It's the opposite. Is learning every single part and being okay with them and showing them. Okay, we had another jumper, if I can say that. Oh, it's the world. Yeah. I have it's your destiny. So some of you might have some choices to make. And the world card is always makes me feel like, yeah, you have chosen to make choices. But yeah, otherwise the first thing that came up to my mind, like I said, was destiny. It's your destiny. That's what you have to do. It feels like you can master a lot of things. It feels like you have a lot. You have a lot to do, but it's nothing you cannot do. You know, with these two major arcanas, you are guided. Your spirit guides will be with you each step of the way, guiding you to wherever it is you need to be. It feels like you need to be in important places, like you need to play an important role in the life you're living at the moment, for the rest of the people around you, and probably even for the whole collective, the whole planet in a way. It feels like you need to show something. Like I said, you're gonna create something and just showing it to the world. You're gonna attract attention, that's for sure. With the star in this one, yeah. With the star, it's like there's something you were hoping for, that you're hoping for. You have to go that way. It's like you have to take that leap of faith for yourself, for your future self, that one day will be your present self. If that's clear, I hope it is. But yeah. And it feels like in your past life, you didn't take that step. You didn't take that leap of faith. You stayed in the same cycle. That's why it never ended. That's why you never felt like you did what you were supposed to do. Because you didn't, in a way. You did part of the work. You you were important for people. You probably had like an impact on people, but not as big as you can have now. It feels like some of you need to get out of your comfort zone. You probably need to be more in touch with yourself, your emotions, your mental health, your mind, but also you have to learn how to be around people, or life will make it happen for you, in a sense. Like I said, you're gonna be recognized, you're gonna be seen for what you're doing one day or another. So you might as well try to be comfortable right away and get out of your comfort zone. So you may be shy, but anyway, yeah, your ideas are really important. I feel like you should follow them. So Pawan, this is all I have for you today. I hope you resonate with this little reading. Feel free to let me know what you think or how things goes in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. This really helps my channel grow. Feel free to subscribe to never miss any readings I'm uploading. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye bye. Hello about you. I hope you're doing well today. If you chose this deck or this stone, which is called Larvikite, I hope I'm saying this right, then this is your reading. Today we're gonna look into who were you in one of your past life. I actually asked specifically a significant past life of yours, and what can you learn from it in the one you're living today. So let's get into it. Okay, so to start off with your oracle, we have mirroring each other, self-image, relationships, the dragonfly, be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, and the chaser and codependent. If you were hesitating towards pile one, maybe that is your sign. We had twin flame, and you know, in twin flame relationship or situation, there's always a chaser. We also have tuberose, dangerous pleasure, and hibiscus, beauty and happiness. Now we have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time, as well as breath of the cosmos, my will to thee will, micromanaging the universe. Nice. And in your tarot, we have the King of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Moon, the Empress, wow, and the Seven of Swords. The first thing I have to say is, with these two oracles, as well as your stone, which can mean spiritual awakening, it really feels like some of you did go through a spiritual awakening in your past life, at least in that one. You could have been a mother. Ooh, sorry, it's my dog. Maybe you have a dog and that's your sign too, is showing up in your reading. Yeah, I definitely feel like you were very in touch with your emotion. And as I was saying before my dog interrupted, some of you might have been a mom with the Empress, or just mainly in touch with your feminine side. We also have the Mirror. Yeah, it really felt like for most of you, you had strong feminine energy. You were probably most likely a woman. It doesn't have to be, obviously, but it felt like you had to carry something heavy on your shoulders. It's like there was something important that you needed to to hold on to, but like I said, also to carry. Some of you were definitely the type of people of putting people's need before your own first. Again, it really feels like some of you were a parent, or more specifically a mother, and you have to be in charge of the kids and dinner and all those things, sorry. Some of you kind of lost yourself in that life. If it really feels like you were living day by day and all the days were the same, and you were burnt out and tired, but nobody was seeing how tired and heavy everything was for you, and you wanted so much more. You know, those are all things that you could still experience today, but I strongly feel like this is what you felt in that life. But I'm pretty sure some of you carried that with you in the one you're living now, no matter how many you had in between. It also feels like some of you, there were things that were kept from you. It feels like there was some type of information kept from you. Like I said, secrets. There's something about you finding out things, or you wanting to find things out. This might be difficult to hear, or I'm sorry if that's the case, but it feels like, and I have this sentence coming in my head again. It's like it wasn't your right, or it wasn't your place to seek those things that you were seeking. For me, that's confirmation that you were probably a woman. So you didn't have the right to say what you thought. And for a lot of you, it feels like you being in a cycle of supporting your family and being there for your family. Because if it really feels like it was your family that became a burden, even if you had kids and you loved them, at some point it was too heavy. It feels like you being in that cycle kind of at some point made you lost touch with yourself, made you lost touch of the person that you used to be, that curious person that you used to be, and how you used to question everything. But at some point it came back. It's like at some point something was said, something happened, and it kind of opened your eyes, and you restarted questioning things, but especially yourself and your life and the place you had in your life, in the world that you were living. Well, okay. So we have the Page of Pentacles. Maybe you were quite young. Justice. The Ten of Cups. Again, if you were drawn to pile 1, we also had that card. And Strength. Oh, wow. You have a couple of major arcanas. You are, and you were very much guided. You have the Moon, Strength, Justice, and the Empress. Wow. Honestly, you had that spiritual awakening. Oh yeah, for sure. It strongly feels like at some point you realize your own power, your own strength, that somebody or some things or some people in your environment, in your life, that have taken that away from you and kept you lost in the cloudy vision. It feels like at some point you woke up and it's like, oh my God, I see clearly now. That's what it feels like. Also confirmation that you might have been a mother or just a parent. There's 2 kids here. I'm very confident that for most of you, pile 2, you are a parent. And for most of you, like, I'm 99% sure most of you were mothers, okay? So I'm sorry if I always go back to this, but I have to go with my gut, and that's what I'm feeling. So sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear. But yeah, because it feels like you were stuck in the same cycle or in the same routine, which was you being a mom, you being a parent, a caregiver, to caring about the children, the house, the chicken, the animals outside. First, a lot of you probably live in the countryside. It feels like you wanted so much more, and yet you couldn't access it for a while. Probably ever, actually, in the environment that you lived in. That's what I mean. Because your mind expanded quite quickly once your vision was cleared. Yeah. I also feel like you had to, it's like one day you were able to stand up for yourself. So probably if you had a husband, which is probably the case, whoever was your partner, whoever you were living with, it feels like at some point you have to stand up for yourself against that person. But also for some of you, it's against yourself. It's like kicking your own butt and coming out of that never-ending cycle that you were stuck in. And for today we have death and Page of Wands. I'm actually very pleased we have death, because right now what you need to take on for the life you're currently living, based on the past one we were looking into, is be okay with change, be okay with transformation, be okay with letting yourself die. And I don't mean literally dying. I mean, in this lifetime, you probably had, or you will probably have, a lot of spiritual awakenings, a lot of death, a lot of times where you're gonna completely lose yourself, lose touch with yourself, lose touch with everything, and feels like everything is falling apart. But it's necessary. It's not something you should be afraid of, but something you should embrace instead. This is going to take you to a whole another level, and that's what you need to do. I feel like it's something that you in that past life could not do. You had the one, and it was a major one for you at that time, but you couldn't go further into that journey. But now you can. Now you can explore so much more inside yourself, but also about the world and the universe. Yeah, so much more. I feel like you need to prioritize yourself. You need to learn who to give your energy to, who to give your attention, your time. You're not for everybody. Some of you might be people pleaser today. You were in your past life in a way. You were pleasing your family. You were pleasing the people you lived with or that you've met. And I feel like it's something you have to learn, is to let go of that thing, is to prioritize yourself. Literally, that's what I'm having. It's some people right now around you are a burden. Some things around you, a situation around you, are a burden, and you need to let them fade out. You need to leave. You need to let go. You need to reconnect with that part of yourself that is strong, that is capable, because you are. It feels like you have that endless pit of power inside of you, and in this lifetime you need to find it, connect with it, and use it. Don't let others be a burden. Don't let yourself do the mistakes you already done in that past life that we were looking into. You truly in that life exhausted yourself completely, but you didn't have that much choices, you know. I feel like in the one you're living currently, there's more flexibility. There's more chance for you to do what you have to. You really have a better chance of evolving as much as your past self in that past life wanted to, but always find herself or himself find itself hit a wall, not being able to keep going. In this lifetime, sorry for my voice, by the way, in this lifetime you have the power to keep going. You have the power to explore, and that could be literally, for some of you, there's something about you exploring the world. But truly what you need to learn is to let go and prioritize yourself. I know I'm repeating myself, but that is a clear message that I have for you. Learn new things, adapt, change, let yourself recognize where it hurts and try to heal this part of yourself and restart into new things and restart that new phase. And you know, don't be afraid of the power that you possess, because you possess a great amount, and that can be scary when you don't actually know who you are and just how much you can actually do. But you can make a great deal of change for the people around you by discovering that part of yourself, and in a good way. So I truly hope you decide to take the discovery road about yourself. So part 2, this is all I have for you today. I hope you resonate with this little reading. Feel free to let me know what you think or how things goes in the comments section below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. This really helps my channel grow. Feel free to subscribe to never miss any readings I'm uploading. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Hello part 3, I hope you're doing okay. I hope your day is going well. If you chose this stone, the Serpentine, or this deck, then this is your reading. Today we're gonna look into who were you in your past life. I specifically ask a significant one that has an impact on the one you're living today. So we're gonna jump right in. To start off with your oracle, we have passion, girl talk, time with friends, moving on, etc. Not today, not dealing hurt, avoiding a conversation. The pink rose with grace and sweetness. Primrose with youthful love. And we have passion. Okay. Morning glory with affection and determination. And nasturtium. I hope you can read it. Victorian conquest. And lastly, we have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. And all path leads home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Now for your tarot, we have the Four of Swords, the Four of Wands. Maybe 4 are important, maybe you're seeing a lot of 4. The 10 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, maybe 5 is important, 6 of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Probably the first thing that came to my mind is that you were probably married, or you were probably in a long-term relationship with all these cards pointing towards love or affection. Your home was definitely something important, but there's something here that makes me feel like you didn't quite feel like home. wherever you might have been. It feels like you were not quite feeling like you fit in with your environment or with the people you were around. Maybe that's just very specific, and that could be just a portion of your life. For some of you, it's something that lasted until your last breath. Very specific, but this Four of Swords makes you feel like some of you might have been sick. You might have died of sickness. Or some of you lived with something that made you sick. Or maybe it's around that time there was a sickness going on, we'll say. For some of you, it's heartbreak. For some of you, it's you met somebody you thought was the one. You fell all over head over heels for them, and they left you. Very specific, but there's somebody here that's what happened, and it really, really destroyed you when it did. I feel like you are someone of the people, if I can say that way. Like, you were someone who was always around others, and you kind of needed to be around others. I feel like it's to a point where you were very generous. You helped a lot of people, but there's also something, especially with absorbing what's not yours. It really feels like you were giving them too much of your time, too much of your attention, too much of yourself. You were really focused on others and not really yourself. It feels like you were the type of person who just you did go well with everyone, and you liked everyone, or at least you seem to have been able to like every single person you meet, or at least to find something at that person that you liked about them. Some of you, I have this thing that I think a lot of you were in school. You were in academics. You were you were trying to reach a goal. You were trying to reach a dream, and that to achieve that you need to go by the path of school. You need to go to school for a very long time. That's probably why for some of you, you were always surrounded by people. That also could be work, but there's something, I really feel like some of you, you have been a student in some way for a long period of time. It's like every single thing about your life, that's what I mean. We're still looking into your life, your past, sorry. It's like every single thing that you had and that you built, or you were trying to build for yourself, was really around you having a solid base, being grounded, and being very good at keeping it close and keeping it going and taking care of it so that it lasted. And that's important because to me it feels like there's something about you in that life that you find difficult to leave certain things behind or certain people behind. It was really, really difficult for you to do that because you were so good at maintaining it, keeping it with you. That's not a bad thing, pal 3. It's a really good thing. It's just that in some way the bad side of that is for yourself. Is you might have been, people might have tried to take advantage of you. Obviously, some people did take advantage of you. But it was difficult for you to leave them behind, to leave things behind that no longer served you, because you always find a way to see the good in things and in people. So for you, there was always a purpose. There was always a reason to keep them and to keep going and maintaining whatever it is that you were maintaining. I feel like you were the type of person who took its time to achieve their goal, to maintain a relationship and friendship and things like that. And whatever you were trying to create with somebody or for yourself or for something, it was always with the mindset of the future, of it's gonna be long term. It's gonna be a long run. It's gonna be a long path, but it's for the better. It was not a bad thing for you. It was a commitment. You were very committed, and you expected people to be committed to you. And sadly, I feel like some people in your life were not that committed to you. Like I said, some people might have tried to use you in one way or another instead. You know, this energy for me feels really young. So maybe that's why I felt like a lot of you were in school. But you can still be an adult and be in school. But to me, it feels like early 20s, maybe mid 20s. But not, I mean, some of you would have been older. But sadly, what I'm trying to say is it feels like the main part of your life happened in around your 20s, but it also feels like some of you it stopped in your 20s. It kind of feels like some of you, your life was not that long, especially with that sickness that I've sensed at the beginning, that it's coming back again. Obviously it's not for all of you, but that's a general reading. So obviously, so some of you it will be the case, and some it won't, and that's totally fine. But keep in mind that for some of you, yeah, you died quite young in that life. But anyway, let's see what else we can get for you. And by the way, I want to clarify that I'm sensing that because it feels like you were trying to accomplish things and it didn't really happen. It's like it feels like you were always in the process of things, but never reached the end of that process, the completion of that process. That's what I feel like your life was not long. For those of you you reach an old age, it might just be that you didn't complete what you wanted to, but with everything that I have about you in that life, it is not what I sense the most, in the sense like it would have been surprising with everything we have, with your personality and how you seem to be in that life, how committed and perseverant you seem to be. Like you would have achieved whatever you wanted to achieve unless something stopped you. That's the energy that you gave. That's the energy that you gave me. So now we have the 8 of Cups, the Moon. You're not gonna like me, but you know, with this little shadow figure, with this particular Moon card, for me it's like something like sickness or something that you're not expecting surprising you, but not necessarily in a good way. And the 6 of Pentacles. You were really generous. You were caring for others. I have to say, I really feel like you were sick in some way, that something happened and took you by surprise. You fell ill, and yeah, and again, it feels like you were young and it was not supposed to happen. And you see how young these two are? Nah, it's just confirmation for me that there's a huge part of you that you probably died of sickness and probably died young. Okay, now we have the Page of Wands. the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Wands. You know, I think what you were trying to achieve is, first of all, something you were really passionate about, but also something, there's also something about your mind. For me, it's kind of confirming that some of you were probably learning something in school, like trying to get a degree, trying to be a doctor in an area in some way. So you were trying to be an expert of something, and with everything I have about you, it feels like whatever that thing would have been, the main goal would have been to help people. Yeah, to assist them in some way. Very specific, but I feel like some of you might have been trying to be psychologist or working in a similar field or something similar. But you were very, very smart, that I can tell. And you were definitely using your intelligence to get somewhere. And whatever you were doing, like I said, you were very passionate about it. You were passionate about a cause. It was something that you strongly felt like you had to do, but also that it needed to be done. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do something. So it was probably something that was not quite known, or something that was not quite well done. I'm gonna go with the psychology aspect of this. Like maybe you wanted to be in that field, to change things the way they were. Because if we look into history, that part of history was not that pretty, if I can say it that way. You know, it's quite scary, some of the stories we can hear today about that a certain time. So maybe you realized that, and you wanted to make a change, you wanted to find solution. I'm talking about psychology because that's what I get, but there's also billions of other possibilities, you know. So take what resonate, or if you have an idea in mind, it was your life, so it's probably that. But it feels like you want to change things. You wanted to put your own grain of salt to make things better. And as in your life that you're living right now, if there's one thing that you can take on, is determination. Is if you're not using, if you feel like depleted and you don't really know where to go, especially with the moon here, you're kind of lost, you don't know that there's a part of you from that life that it's kind of like a hidden gem with passion and energy and determination. Like if you could be able to access that, you would go very, very far. But also with everything else that I've just said, I think it's really important that in the life that you're currently living, even if you're trying to help people, if you're working in a field where you're helping people, please take care of yourself. Please take time for yourself. I feel like your past self in that lifetime might have not done that pretty well, especially if they were sick. I think you were kind of, not that you were not aware, but like kind of brush it off as if it was nothing, and it was in fact not nothing. So take care of yourself. That's really important. I think you should realize that your priority, like you cannot help people as well as you want if you're not well yourself. Learning how to say no, learning how to create boundaries with certain people, but also certain aspect of your life. Like maybe some of you are workaholics, and that will cause you to be exhausted in one way or another and sometime along the line. So be cautious about that. Do not exhaust yourself. Take care of yourself. I feel like that those are the main things that you need to incorporate in the life that you're currently living. Yeah, let yourself have fun with the Three of Cups. We also have the Ten of Wands, but in reverse. Normally I don't have reverse, but this time I felt compelled to keep it that way. And with that, I really need to tell you that not everything needs to be a burden. Like you need to choose your battle. We also have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you need to choose your priority. You need to choose your battle. You need to choose where you're gonna focus on with your energy. I feel like you have I don't even know if that's something that can be said, but your passion, your determination is like a laser that can pierce through anything. If it's more clear when I explain it that way, that's what I feel like. So use that power efficiently for yourself, to not exhaust yourself, to not overwork yourself, and let yourself have fun, let yourself experience life. I'm sure some of you, you're everywhere, you're doing a lot of things, you're overworking yourself, and you're probably telling yourself, no, it's okay, but you never know when your body is just saying, okay, I have enough. You never know when that can happen. So please don't let yourself go down that road, and enjoy the little moments. Let yourself experience the little moments. Be empathetic towards yourself. I think that's something that you didn't quite do in that life. You mostly did all these things for other people, but in the life you're living currently, it's time to focus on you and to let yourself have your needs met. Part 3, this is all I have for you today. I hope you resonated with this reading. Feel free to let me know what you think or how things goes in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. This really helps my channel grow. Feel free to subscribe to never miss any reading I'm uploading. I wish you all the best and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.